What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, guys, we are back with another Hot Toys release figure preview video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released figure, which is the Batman Armory featuring Bruce Wayne from the movie The Dark Knight Rises. I personally have been waiting for this setup for so long. It's been almost 2 years, if not more, since this guy was announced first, and we finally got the notification from Hot Toys that he is ready to be shipped out. I would assume that for us that are in the United States, we should get this figure in around a month or two, hopefully less, but we'll see when we get it. And again, I've been very excited to finally get a black suited Dark Knight figure featuring Christian Bale. I only have the blue and gray suit that was released for the Warner Bros. 100-year anniversary, which is just an alternative figure. So the fact that I'm finally going to be able to get a figure like this one is going to be such a thrill for me. It's funny, yesterday I just did the Bane unboxing, and I mentioned how I've been wanting this figure for so long, and we get the announcement today that the figure is ready to be shipped out. And I did want to go ahead and give my quick thoughts on the guy. Obviously, we're not going to do full details like all of the accessories and things like that. Those are things that we'll have to review once we get the figure in person. But I did want to take a look at least at some of the things that are, I guess, displayed with the images. So what I can say is that the whole setup itself looks absolutely amazing. I think the suit itself inside looks great. All his weapons right here, they look good as well. I do wonder how they're gonna go attached. I'm hoping that it's a pretty easy attachment, but also a strong one. So I don't want it to be one of those figure setups where everything's falling apart really easily. So again, those are things that we'll have to see and wait how it looks in person. But this is what I really wanted to get into, and that is the head sculpt for Christian Bale / Bruce Wayne. That's probably the thing that everybody's going to be talking about the most. I think everything else in the suit looks great. As I mentioned before, there's not really any complaints. As far as accuracy, I think you guys would be better. I'm not the greatest when it comes to accuracy, when it comes to suits, because I really don't pay too much attention to every single little detail. But what I can focus is on this head sculpt, and I have to be honest, I wanted to see comments from people on Facebook, Instagram, just to see if they shared the same opinion as I did, because there's times where I think of certain figures and I think of something, but then as I read the comments, I'm like, okay, no, I think my opinion is just way off. But no, not in this case. I think almost every single person that I've seen comment on this video agrees with what I have to say. And that is that, to me, this is an atrocity of a head sculpt. It is one of the worst head sculpts I have ever seen made by Hot Toys. Now, when I say worse, here's what I mean by that. Number one, obviously, I'm fully aware that, the head sculpts that they release nowadays are much better compared to what we used to get years ago. There's 2.0s and there's improvements, obviously. So yes, I know that the head sculpts are going to be better nowadays, but when I say one of the worst, number one, I'm going based on what we expected, how long it took to get this figure to be released, and the fact that we've gotten so many Christian Bale / The Dark Knight figures, and also the time that we're in. We're almost at 2025, so Hot Toys is supposed to be at their peak whenever it comes to figure accuracy as well as head sculpts. And usually the guy that I follow on Instagram, his name is JC Hong. He does a fantastic job with the head sculpts. He's the one that's been in charge of the latest figures. So for example, for those of you guys who purchased, for example, the new Captain America, the new Moon Knight figures like that, he's been the one in charge, and he's done a fantastic job. The accuracy of the head sculpts is just on point. So I'm not sure if he's the one in charge of making this head sculpt, but man, this is just a horrendous head sculpt, to say the least. Let me go back to this image since it shows a better view of it. Number one, I think there's too much skin texture on it. The guy looks pale. He looks dehydrated. His eyes look small. His nose looks off. There's too much glossiness on his hair. It makes it seem like it's wet. It's just all types of off. I want to see Christian Bale, and I guess I do see him from certain angles. But yeah, it's like they added like 50 years to the guy, basically, because it's just off. It's a horrendous head sculpt, and to me, it's at a point where it's such a bad head sculpt that, sure, when I'll do the unboxing, I'll pretty much do poses in every single way possible, and I'll try to pretty much showcase the figure in every way. But there's no question that whenever I am gonna post a figure, I'm not posting this head sculpt, I'm posting the Batman figure on its own, because this to me is horrendous in every single way. I cannot tell you how disappointed I am with this release. They took so long with releasing this figure, and this is what we get. But again, this is what Hot Toys does to us. We know that there's gonna be eventually a 3.0, and that's when they're gonna possibly release the better head sculpts, right? And I guess you guys can blame us as collectors for still purchasing these type of products. Now, I don't want to be too hard on them, because again, the last few figures that we've gotten as far as figure previews have been great. For example, the Bane figure that I just got yesterday was a phenomenal figure and one of the best that I've ever received, and as I mentioned on that video, my favorite. But this is just awful. And the sad thing too is that there is a Batman Armory also for the Dark Knight Returns. We did that figure preview a couple of months ago, and that one should be released next year, possibly in 2026. And the same thing with the head sculpt. The head sculpt is awful. It's just, again, too much skin texture. They added too many years to the guy, making him seem like he's super old. Now, again, yes, I do want to wait until I get that figure in person. Maybe that changes my opinion, but I don't think so. I think this just looks off in so many ways. So very disappointed with that. And I'm also very disappointed with the body proportions on the guy. So as you guys can see this image, and maybe it's just the posing, right? Maybe once we have the figure, with his arms down and things like that, and maybe we'll get body proportions. But it seems like he has no type of muscle whatsoever here in his chest area. He has his arms that do look good, and I'm assuming they're going to be made out of silicone. I wonder if the whole body will be that way. We'll see once we get the figure in person. The outfit, I think, looks nice. The tennis shoes, same. The whole suit and the whole setup looks pretty good, so I have no complaints about that. But yeah, the body proportions, it makes it seem like he has no type of chest muscle in any way. So yeah, just very disappointed. Back to the setup, it looks pretty good. Again, I have no complaints about it. I think it looks great. And as I mentioned before, all of the accessories, those are things that we'll wait until I get the figure in person to test it out. But yeah, again, to me, the figure in its own individually, the Christian Bale figure is a big disappointment. So just very disappointed with the full release. There's no question that I'm gonna have the Batman figure pose with his original mask, and I'll see if there's any way that I can avoid posting this guy, because again, it's just the head sculpt ruins it for me. To me, the head sculpt is the most important thing of a figure, and Hot Toys unfortunately failed us with this one. So I did want to go ahead and point that out. So let me know in the comments if you guys do agree with me about what I just had to say about this Christian Bale head sculpt. To me, that is the main point of this video that I wanted to do. Again, as I mentioned before, the suit, accessories, things like that, we'll wait until we get the figure in person to better describe it. But I really wanted to talk about that head sculpt, because to me it is horrendous. So I want to know if you guys agree with me on that. Let me know in the comments if you do. So as always, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. Feel free to like the video, comment, subscribe, and join, so that way you guys can support for more figure previews, figure release previews, and also figure unboxings by Hot Toys, as well as other companies. For now, this is going to be it for this release preview video of the Batman Armory featuring Bruce Wayne from The Dark Knight Rises. Again, please let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole release. Oh, and by the way, if interested, I will include the link to Sideshow, where the figure, I believe there should be a wait list right now for him, so I'll include the link as always if you guys want to purchase it by any chance. So for now, guys, this is it for this video. Thank you as always for tuning in, and I will see you next time.